Each year has a little bit of purpose. Just like every day, you know, we all wake up, we have an opportunity for greatness. You know, no 2 days are the same, no 2 shows are the same. I definitely want to say thank you to everybody for coming out. I really appreciate it. I would really like for you guys to give a round of applause to all the amazing athletes behind the curtain. All of these men and women, they made a choice to focus more about their health and fitness, overall wellness. This stage is actually, you know, a platform for them to showcase their inner strength. Not just what you see physically in front of you, but to see each and every person's journey. I'm sure a lot of you guys that, you know, you probably know a lot of these guys back here, each and every one of them have a story. I don't know what it is, but I know that it wasn't always pretty. And they made sure that they stayed focused, they stayed hardworking, they stayed dedicated, because it's very, very hard to not only get in that gym and say, you know what, I'm going to lose 50 pounds or I'm going to gain some muscle, but to go up there and to be adjudicated by judges and by people that they'll never know and people that they do know. It's very, very tough. So when they come out here, and I know we're getting ready to begin, right?
It's coming up soon. It's coming up.
So I heard you guys, you know, clap for me. I'd really appreciate it if you do the same enthusiasm for these young men and women, because it's very, very tough. I salute each and every one of them for deciding that they wanted to showcase their strength up on this very stage before you. With me, you know, I got ready for my first amateur contest in Boulder, Colorado. You know, you know, I had no idea after playing 4 years of basketball at the University of Denver that I would ever be dressed like this. I had no idea. I thought it was very nerve-wracking. I'm more used to having shorts below the knees and, you know, cut-off shorts and Jordan sneakers.
Now, I gotta ask you something though. So now you're talking about basketball and playing University of Denver. Now, you grew up in Seattle, played point guard for your high school team, and of course 4-year scholarship at the University of Denver. And you see, hear bodybuilders, they all talk about their heroes. Arnold Schwarzenegger wanted to be like that. Now, you're a little bit different because I guess you were trying to get ready to play. You wanted to play NBA, or was that your goal, or did you have it where that one of your goal was to actually be up here? Did you even think that you would ever even be up here?
I was always told by a lot of friends of mine that I have an old soul. When I was in high school, I had actually gotten a full-ride scholarship offer by the University of Denver before I actually played my first senior season, so first game. So it was pretty impressive that I was able to sign the dotted line to get a full ride, you know, during my senior season. And one of the reporters in the Seattle Times asked a simple question, like, so kind of like yourself, like, hey Phil, you know, you just signed with the University of Denver, you know, you're going to win state this year. How do you feel? You feel great. Well, what other goals and aspirations do you want to play in the NBA, play overseas, this and that? I said, you know what? At my height, I have no idea how that's going to happen, but I am going to be pro at something. And wow. It was up to the point in time where, after I turned pro in 2005, and I was actually going back home and looking through some bins of old newspaper clippings that I actually found that same article, and I was like, damn, I was pretty smart back then, you know? I kind of had that level of prophecy going on. But I was really fortunate that after playing basketball, that I was very, very in tune with wanting to be fit. I knew that I was already at a good level of fitness, but I didn't know what was going to happen, and I did know this, that I was going to be at this level, playing Division I, and then as you graduate, you get a job, you have family, this and that, fitness level goes down, priorities shift, and I knew that I don't want to get out of shape. I want to keep feeling good and looking great every day, and having the opportunity to learn more about how my body works. And that's when I started bodybuilding. I said, damn it, I'm going to get in there, and I'm going to learn something in here. I'm going to learn how to get fit, and I'm going to learn how to stay fit for the rest of my life. I had no idea that I would actually be a pro bodybuilder, wearing the silly trunks, whatever. But you know what I get to tell you? I mean, bodybuilding has showed me something that the NBA would have never showed me. Showed me you guys. Showed me actual fans, really engaged fans. I actually get to engage more fans than any of my friends who actually play in the NBA. It's a lot different. In the United States, I mean, mainstream sports are basketball, baseball, football, whatever, even hockey, right? Bodybuilding is really on a totem pole. It's still a cool sport, but a lot of people enjoy it. I mean, heck, we look like cartoon characters, you know what I mean?
That's right, that's right.
But what's really cool is that bodybuilding has enabled me to travel in over 30 countries in the last 8 years. More countries than any of my friends, really. I've gotten to see murals of me in different gyms all around the world. And that makes me feel awesome to know that I have a direct impact on some people's lives. And I'm really excited to live in the Rocky Mountain region. I have many opportunities to leave. And I always make sure that I stay, because I've been living here in Colorado for 16 years. You know, I get hit with the questions like, why don't you move to California? Why don't you move to Vegas? Why don't you move to Miami? Why don't you move to New York? And I said, what the heck for? I found bodybuilding here, and I'm going to keep bodybuilding here. And that's why we brought this show to Wyoming, because we wanted to make sure everybody in this region had an opportunity, not just to meet myself, but to give more people an opportunity like what I had. And in April 4th of 2003, that was my very first show. And I was so excited that when we were able to talk, I thought, this may be a smaller market, but we're going to be able to grow this together. And I'm very, very excited. I'm very, very pumped that each and every one of you have not even left, that you waited for me and all these athletes. You know, obviously, I kicked some butt this year.
You did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That was awesome. I was out there in the fourth row watching that. And I tell you, it was an awesome Olympia, the 50th. But let me ask you that too, it was the 50th Mr. Olympia. So how do you feel that you're basically etched in stone in history as the winner of the 50th Joe Weider Mr. Olympia?
Well, of course, I mean, there's one cool thing that being Mr. Olympia is that there's only 12 others in the history of the sport right now. And that's really, really awesome. But to know that not even Ronnie Coleman or Lee Haney, my idols in the sport, even Arnold, don't have a gold standout, baby. They don't.
He's got the gold!
So it's really cool to know that I was able to win that, of course. And more importantly, now I'm halfway there. My goal is to try to equate to Ronnie Coleman and Lee Haney's record of 8 standout titles. Ronnie Coleman won his first Mr. Olympia at the age of 34. I'm actually 34. The cool thing is that I continue to strive for greatness. I continue to try to engage more with fans, because when I go up on that stage, I'm not just representing Phil Heath. I represent a herd of people that give a damn about their life, about their health and fitness, about their wellness, no matter what the obstacles happen in their life. Because although I'm human, nobody to them, we're all the same. And what really makes it motivate, because I get hit with this question a lot, like what motivates you and this and that. And it's not even a speech, really. It's just me chatting with you guys and realizing that this is pretty freaking cool. That I can actually, you know, win contests and share stories, and they can share stories with me. But I know that the only way I'm going to win it is with your support. The only way I can win 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 is with all your support. I guess I'm going to have to go, but before I do, I have a question. Will you guys be back if we put this show on next year? Will you tell your friends to come out here next year? Will some of you guys make the challenge to come up on this stage next year? Some of you are like, oh, no. But someone out there is going to make that choice. Someone out there is going to be able to shine on this stage. I guarantee you it's going to be the time of your freaking life. You're going to learn more about yourself than any motivational Joel Osteen, none of that stuff that can ever teach you about yourself if you do a bodybuilding show. You're going to learn more about every ounce of your being, more than any sport you'll ever try. I promise you. Let's face it. Half the people can't even stick on one day of diet, let alone 12 weeks. It's very, very hard.
It takes a special person to be up here to do this.
It's going to happen, I promise you. Someone here is going to make that choice. I don't know who the heck it is, but I'm going to be here next year cheering you on. So hopefully I'm going to see you guys next year. Thank you guys.
Before we let you go, one more thing I've got to ask you. You know, I had the fortunate to follow your whole bodybuilding career myself, being an amateur and turning pro. Of course, you, the gift, did it 2 amateur shows and then a national show? Was it 5? Okay, it was 5. It was 5 total, and you turned pro, 4-time Mr. Olympia. And now, I mean, the big thing that's going on right now, of course, is gifted nutrition. And, you know, we all know you can't be Mr. And we talked about this, Mr. Olympia forever, and we're hoping to get 8 and 9 and 10. But there comes a time when we can't do it. So now, of course, you know, being the business side of Phil Heath and being smart as he is, he's formed now Gifted Nutrition. So, and it was actually Bloomberg Market Minute. It was on this week on Bloomberg Market Minute.
It was actually, I was on Bloomberg Street Smart about 3 days ago, and really it was just giving me an opportunity to talk about my nutrition company that I formulated in July.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, essentially, I just wanted to make sure that I aligned myself with a few individuals that cared about sports nutrition. Not just for bodybuilders, because I've noticed a lot of brands, they focus a lot about the bodybuilders. I'm focusing about the world. I'm focusing about each and every one of you because I know I came from a totally different background. I mean, I want to make sure, you know, one of my athletes is an Olympic gold medalist swimmer. I have a bikini model. I got some football players. I got MMA guys. I'm trying to focus on the world because a lot of guys, they're not going to be Mr. Olympia. I understand that, and I'm going to do my best to make sure of it. You know,
That's right.
But at the same time, I wanted to make sure that everybody had the confidence. Because let's face it, I mean, a lot of guys are going to say, hey, Phil, you're just going to white label product, put your name on it, and then throw it on the shelves and hope the kids just buy it. It's not about that. It's about having key raw materials, high intense, you know, formulations, and making sure that you can test our stuff and it actually comes out great. Whether it's made in USA, non-GMO, gluten-free, we have all the certifications that are at your disposal, and we're going to provide more of that for you. So then when you're going through the grocery store, you can actually say, well, Phil, he didn't screw me. He actually got me what I needed. So then when he's asking me to come up on this stage, or he's asking me to be a better person in the gym or outside doing these tough mutters and all these other races and stuff, that I can actually be at my optimal best. So that's why we did it. And, you know, we're obviously here to stay. I'm very, very thankful that I have a great, you know, slew of guys that, you know, believe in the you know, marketing plan that I have. And overall, I mean, I understand there's various choices out there, and you're going to try them all. I just really believe that when it comes to gifted nutrition, why be average when you be gifted? So, I mean, thank you very much, guys. Once again, I mean, this is really awesome for me. I know I got to talk to some of you guys earlier. It's really awesome. I mean, I have to give a shout out to Rick Caston. Thank you so much. You really made this possible for a guy like myself. I don't really get to guest post very much around these parts, but you made it possible along with Rich and Remy and those guys. I mean, you really, really helped out a lot. So I just want to say thank you very much. We're going to need your support continuously, obviously, and we're going to make sure we get back on this stage now, right? I guess before I leave, 5-time next year?
5-time! 5-time! He'll be up here next year. He will be up here 5-time Mr. Olympia, Phil Heath. Thank you. Give it up for 4-time Mr. Olympia, the gift, Phil